Hello, welcome back to Satisfactory. I am Maker Gaming. This is 1.1 with its awesome features, and we are working on aluminum. Last episode we got those hooked up, these hooked up. We have these coming out. And yeah, so we needed silica, and then after we make the aluminum we also need copper just to get the two aluminum casings and the alkyd aluminum sheeting. So towards the end of the last episode I started pathing quartz, and that's coming from a source through here and stopping here. And so yeah, towards the end of the last episode I finished a path for copper, and I actually haven't connected it up here. It's going to need to go down here. Oh, I'm sorry. Over here. Dropping down this waterfall. Also, there's a cool SAM node here. My reminder. I just happened upon this. I think there was 2 stingers guarding it. But yeah, that's pretty cool. It's a unique position. And obviously, I mean, the miner fits and everything. So we'll set that up. That's why the reminder's out there. Thanks for watching. We're going to finish the aluminum today. Yeah, the end of the last episode was very exciting for me because I learned how to use auto-connect with the blueprints. The first stage of it made things like this very easy to do. And then the second stage, when I started doing it freeform, was even cooler. We get results like this. Which I just think is so cool how good all these curves are going. Everything looks good together. So yeah, and then we actually ended up, the closest place to get copper and limestone was the Northern Forest. And this is actually my starter base from my early access playthrough. But yeah, so my plan is, I just made a platform out here. We have 2 pure iron, I believe. Maybe 2 normal limestone. And then I think that's a normal copper. This bottom line here is water byproduct from up on the plateau, so we won't need any pumps. And that will come down, and we'll mix that with limestone for, what is it, the pure concrete, as a water sink for that system. And then we need to produce copper and send it up that line to put in the assembler with copper ingots and aluminum ingots. So that's the plan. And I made this little blueprint, which also works with auto-connect. A little brown sign right there is an indicator that it's copper. Just something little. But yeah, the auto-connect even works with these. So R for the mode. There you go, so you see the link. Little chain link means it's going. Where's the exact spot? And that's it. It's super useful, especially for making just long ass trails. Anyways, first time I used it yesterday. It was very exciting. I will definitely be using it a lot more now. The only thing I'm missing is curve mode. I didn't put this in one of the blueprints for some reason. But other than that, everything should be connected. For my power, I just made this little nub. I've been using it on everything in this bamboo build. Just a little nub with the wall outlet sticking out of it. I think it looks pretty clean. Very inconspicuous. So yeah, I imagine this being a multi-floor factory producing all these ingots and sending them up the mountain. But for now, really, we just care about copper. And right here, this line is more than enough. So do we want to do something with that? Let's just finish the line so I can figure out how it ends. That's 10 machines at 30. That's 300 for 300. That's probably fine. That works. It makes sense for copper to be first. Also, let's get it up before we get over there. Alright, so that just actually finished. That was an autosave boost. That looks pretty clean. So we just have to power this area and we'll get that copper and we'll get 300 copper ingots out of it. And they're already set up to get all the way back to that waterfall that's almost to the plateau. We'll finish that today. I guess let's see what our max is. Our max is really our belt right now, right? We got 480. We will have the Mark 5s very shortly though. So yeah, we have 480 right now. We could go up to 600. Alright, like I did in the last episode, I'm going to try and skip forward. So, yeah, I was mass printing this and I came to realize it's probably a good idea to at least check in. I'm doing a lot of stuff online because I have so much footage from my last video to go through. But yeah, I'm kind of liking this shape a lot. We've got the first 300 for the copper going. We have the first 300 for the iron going. We have where we're going to put our pure concrete. What are the wet concrete recipe? From our limestone and water. Just going to go down the middle. We're going to just build layers up as needed. 20-meter floors. This is our second one. And yeah, slight modifications. Like on the second one, we're going in one. Actually 2 meters as opposed to down there where they slope out. Because of that we have to use a lift, but I thought it looked better than overhanging into the big open atrium type area we have going in the middle. Liking the shape though. We are very close to Mark 5 belts. Oh, actually, probably be what we do the next episode from here. Right, so everything we come out of there, we're just going to get ingots, basically. We're getting copper, iron, and concrete coming out of here. Just get the basics back to a central location, which is what we'll have over here, and that's probably where we're going to start making more complicated factories. This will be the branching off point. Good center area. Steering clear of the canyon we always end up in. You know, I guess I could make this tower now. Or, I don't think a tower, but maybe it should be more than just a single foundation lift. We should check in again, because I think it's been a second. I don't even know if I recorded any of this, but I had this at a different angle going up the wall. Then I realized we were so close to that waterfall that we could border it really easily. So I went up there and I squared it off as best I could to hide this little ledge and that little ledge and still get us to the bottom. It's a pretty good split. And then I decided size-wise it would be this around the size of this circle. Put it back though a little bit so the arc's a little more, so it doesn't go out as far. And yeah, halfway done with it. And then we'll do something with that shape. I'm just clicking 3. That'll get you click 3 times, that'll get you a, and then you go out 3 from the origin, that'll get you a 7 foundation. Circle, sorry. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's easy to mess those up, but you can just tell at the end if they're about that much overlap, it's right. One more, I hope. Man, I guess we need to fix that one last one. Uh-oh. I'm thinking, what if we extend that up and down just because it's kind of a cool shape, but then I'm thinking it'd be a pain in the ass, but then I'm thinking, what if we try a pillar thing and go into every corner and then do the same pattern? So maybe 3 each way. See what that does. Nope, it's gotta be less than 3. I'll try 2. Should have made this in a blueprint. That wasn't a chore. Missed one. That's alright. No one asked for this. Oh, that got simplified. Thank you. Alright, what do we think? That's what I think. Alright. We'll work more on that. I should have recorded it. I just did everything. Coated concrete. Gray for now. Instead of the white. Looks better already. And I pulled all 6 of these out. 3 going that way. The other 3 going the other way. I figure we'll just take them out and pull them off as we need, but that means we need to make some space. Uh-oh. It's pretty good, right? Centered wise. Nailed it. That'll do. Alright. Now we have a better idea of what it'll actually look like without a blueprinter. Getting back to the aluminum recipe, we have this second refinery part of the system, making these 360 scrap from one machine. So we take that 360 into 90, that's 4 machines. So we need 75 silica per machine. At 4, what is that? 300. So we need 300 a minute per each of these systems, right? This is the one system coming from this side, and then we will have another system coming from the other side, from that second node. So yeah, the plan here is just to make a very simple stand, just like we did for the refineries. And this one's going to be tiny because it's for a constructor. I'm adding these pillars to the side so that the splitters aren't just hanging off the structure. Keep them as small as possible. And then we're just adding some length of belt so that we have something for the auto connect to attach to later. And just another simple light pattern to the ceiling. And then we're attaching a 2-pole power outlet and calling this blueprint done. basically we need 2 rows of 8, so I'm kind of coming up with the plan here of just how to line them up. And yeah, I'll just skip through this because we're basically repeating that process of the 2 refineries only into 8 constructors, so smaller and faster and more of them. For the water pipe, I made another small blueprint just to match the factory's aesthetic, and then, I mean, just watch how awesome vertical nudge is. It's just put it down, page down it to where it needs to go, and then delete the old ones. They don't even really have to connect. I also painted the aluminum solution pipe white. And this is kind of how the factory's looking so far. It's kind of exactly what I want. Just a bunch of sparse little machines and a bunch of belts. I was gonna make a second row of these constructors, but I liked how well the tree line fit into this row, so I'm just gonna add the second row directly above the first and keep the trees we have. So I'll just time-lapse through a bunch of this probably. I started random design elements on the waterfall curve. I changed it to coated concrete, then I added inverted ramps at the bottom, then I added blue lights. And I'm still not sure if this looks good, but we're just keep adding on different things until I think it looks decent. That's pretty often my design method actually. Hey, but I mean, look here, the waterfall's centered really well. We did that, at least. So yeah, more effects, adding that same semicircle to the top, putting in more ramps. And then we're just adding pillars at each of these arcs. See how those look. And yeah, kind of putting a roof on the top. What I liked most of this design was just making the inside kind of like an open view of the water upriver of the waterfall, and adding fencing and walls, leaving a few trees inside. I really liked how this inside came out. Added a bunch of windows, and I really liked how that blue water pipe looked in the red forest color scheme, so I'm going to do all the windows for this build that color also. With silica done, we can just route a long ass curvy belt using another blueprint, very similar to the other ones we have for the piping and things. That I think catches us up. Yes, that's our scrap. So basically to finish, we just need to get the wet concrete done at the northern forest, and we need to get the copper piped over here. We'll probably just follow the copper. Actually, we might just follow the copper exactly there. I mean, that's feeling simple enough. Let's just do that. Man, how perfect is this spot? So let me set up copper, let me run power up here, and then we can... We're not going to make the pretty end building where those last buildings will actually be producing the aluminum items we want, but we'll at least get them placed and starting and dimensional depot so that we are producing before this episode ends. Have I shown this anywhere? Got a little bit more done with the bridge, or with the waterfall tower, whatever we're calling it. But we're not done. We'll figure it out. So where's copper? Copper is the far right top. So in terms of all these lines, copper is that one. Not when we come up with the solution that quick and easy. We're gonna run with it, because I don't usually make quick and easy decisions. Oh, also, coming up in the next episode, Woodrow's finally converted me to hover packs. So stay tuned, starting next episode, for slightly better camera work. Alright, we got power ran to the Northern Forest ingot area. We got the pure concrete inlets and outlets done. We got the belting done for all three of these, but we left that one on the sink. Up till here, came up with this. I'll make it, I believe these are just 3s. We might as well leave them as, nah, let's make them 4s just in case. These go out. Oh wow, they're straight connecting, that's nice. Alright, so now everything's connected on that side. Oh shit. We have infinite belts, but we don't have infinite pipes. But let's see how infinite lifts work in case you don't know. I love the dimensional depot. Size of the point though, 0. Lift, level 4. Alright, so that's as high as the lift wants to go. So we go twice as high. And we snap it. Do we want it? It doesn't really matter what side it's facing, but we'll go that way. And we don't care about the others right now. Put that in there. And now we just need power. Like I was just saying, Hoverpack's worthless without power up here, huh? A lot of these power lines, let's just hook them up. We know we have power going till the end of the straight belts, which is there. Alright, so that gets us power down to that little guy. Things have been a little glitchy near him. Look at that Hoverpack working awesome. So we know power's running that way. We should see quartz coming soon. We should see the quartz dump out here. And alright, now those 16 bad boys are going. I don't even think I mean, we obviously don't need the top one yet, but we'll just let it run. And it'll fill up that belt, that top belt back there. That guy. What does that guy give us? 240 a minute. How exciting. Alright, we got copper up here. At some point I promise I will set up better looking power. Today is not that day. It's time to get aluminum automated. Alright, that gets us supplied here. For those that didn't see the part, to get the power outlet how we want it, we need to do this sideways. Then we can link up the way we want. On top, H, page down, full meter. H, page down. Alright, give it a second to make sure we have our coal going now. I do see the light though. Alright, coal, what else comes in here? A luminous solution, both of those are good. Is this powered? Oh shit, this isn't either. Both green, both green. Alright, aluminum solution's going down. Or I'm sorry, it's going right. Water is now going down all the way to our northern forest. That should produce concrete. Start sending it up this way. We don't have an awesome sink set up to it, so that is something we will need to fix. Wow, my blueprint. I never hooked this part up. Alright, the hover pack is dope. Alright, now let me just get the copper. We'll have all our ingredients. You know what, let's just show some time lapse. I'm just going to connect it all up. I don't especially need to talk about how things go together. And yeah, let's just get it all going till we're done. Say thanks for watching and we'll be back soon. A 1.1 comes out June 10th, everybody. Get it? Vertical nudge is great. Alright. That should be it, right? This should be the very last connection. I messed that up. Actually, one more. Where's that at? Straight belt. Why aren't we getting enough aluminum? 30 and 30. Somewhere it's not coming out enough. Maybe these are too slow? I'll figure it out on the next one. Thanks for watching. It might already be concrete backing up. Never mind. It's because we have all this extra silica here. Blocking this guy from working. Sorry, I meant blocking these guys from working. So now these should be running. Yep, that was the problem. Silica was blocking us up. There we go. Now we're good. We'll get the numbers all worked out. Get a second layer of this coming from the bauxite over there. We can double all this. And our final numbers will be double what we have now. What we have now is 60-minute alclad aluminum sheets and 120-minute aluminum casings. We can double both of those by just bringing the bauxite over here and setting up, I mean, all the supply chains are here, so we'll just set up a second one of these. And we'll make this pretty at some point. Thanks for watching. Aluminum!